Uh, so I put up a lot of videos on my YouTube saying why I have the right to insult you, and it's not really insulting. I'm just calling a spade a spade. For example, if a fat boy is fat and he's got too much fat around the midsection, I'm not going to say he's big and not fat, and I'm just going to say he's fat. I used to call myself that. I hold myself to those very high standards. I expect you to do that too. More importantly, there are two things I want to cover in this short video. Most people, if you point out facts, they'd rather hear fantasy, lies. You compare to countries, let's say countries like India and China, everybody wants to hear the common myth propagated in media that, oh, India is almost where China is, they're both the same, blah, 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 when the reality is, and these same people know it deep down inside, China is at least 50 to 60 years ahead of India. Now, that's just an example. I'm just giving you an example. So, fitness-wise, oh, there's no need to do pull-ups, These people are fucking stupid, man. If you're even saying, and these are so-called fitness guys saying this because they're too fat to do pull-ups themselves, that there's no need for pull-ups, are they necessary, then you're a retard and a complete moron. Now, they'll say he's being insulting. And one guy that I actually like him, I chat back and forth with him, he sort of posted a long thing on his, I believe his Twitter or site or wherever, I can't remember. Oh, it's stupid to insult potential customers. It's, and it makes you look like an asshole and this and that. And, oh, first of all, I don't care what I look like. Second, I look like a model, like a movie star. Hey, just being honest, everybody. Anyway, I don't care what I care about is being honest. Everything I say is fact. It's brutal fact. It's reality. And if you can't handle that, man, that's tough shit, because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Now, if I'm wrong about something, I'll gladly admit it. But I have never been wrong. I choose my words very carefully. They hit home, they cut deep, because they're meant to. Which brings me to my other point. If I didn't say these things the way I do, then people would not take action. Okay? If you're fat and somebody says, oh, it's so good, you look so cute, it doesn't matter, you're a big boy, your woman likes me. No, first of all, your woman doesn't like you. Women like the X shape. It's that fucking simple. And you know what, man? I was obese. I used to be married. My own wife used to tell me, oh, no, it's okay, and then she, said it, but she didn't care and all that. Deep down inside, I could tell she cared. Any woman would, not just her, any woman. Just like guys, we have a certain preference for big tits or long legs, whatever it is. Women have that same preference. Women like the X shape, muscular arms, strong back, not necessarily a huge chest, which most guys think, And anyway, so if I'm continually politically correct and saying the things that make you feel nice instead of feeling bad, which you should be feeling. If you're fat, lazy, and unfit, you should be feeling bad. You should be feeling like a sack of shit, like a pathetic sack of shit. But if I said, oh, it's okay, it doesn't matter, then you wouldn't change. I got into the best shape of my life, became the bodyweight exercise guru only after repeated kicks to the ass. And because I felt bad, that instant in 2015, I had the fire inside of me that I had to do something. And so to get that girl out of my system, I just started physical activity, and one thing led to the other and, many other things. But even after that, there was a period where I put on a little weight, then, which you didn't notice that because I didn't actually put on weight, but I actually slipped from my own high standards. One customer noticed it. And I was like, damn, I felt bad because he was being honest. Boom, I kicked into action, because he was brutally honest with me, which I love. I told him, say more of it, kick my ass more if I deserve it. And that's what I say, all these people that say I'm being insulting are idiots because I'm simply pointing out the facts, albeit in an unpleasant manner, but that unpleasant manner is what gets you to change. Last but not least, potential customers. If you're the sort of customer that gets insulted by facts, you're better off not being my fucking customer. I wouldn't want you, to be. I only want doers, people that'll recognize weaknesses and do what it takes mentally, financially, emotionally, whatever, put in the work, the hard yards, not bullshit me about, being politically correct and all the socially nice sounding things and all stuff bullshit, and focus on results. That's the kind of customer I want. And customers like that do not view what I say as being insulting. They view it as constructive feedback, logical constructive feedback, which is what it is. Try that one on for size.